Not seeing the typical packed beaches this Memorial Day. Beaches are open right now across the county, but with rules to limit the spread of the coronavirus. Our tennis reporter Rachel Bianco shows us how people are enjoying the surf, but the sand is still largely off limits.
Here in Pacific Beach, the boardwalk remains closed, but as you can see, that does not stop people from using it. It isn't the normal sea of umbrellas and beach towels that you normally see on Memorial Day. This year, the red, white, and blue is mainly from police on ATVs. Officers are patrolling the beaches across San Diego, making sure people keep moving.
Honestly, it seems kind of like whack-a-mole for these police to be doing this, to go around trying to find everyone who's not following these orders. So I know it all seems really silly to me.
Face covers are required when social distancing isn't possible. The beach is open for solo exercise only, no stopping or standing. Monday, the crowds on the sand just north of the pier in PB were light, but not everyone was maintaining space in the water.
There's a ton of surfers out right now.
Parking lots are closed, and there are large close signs posted at the entrance to the boardwalk. While we were there, we saw dozens of people walking over or under the tape. Police, again, busy trying to remind people of the rules.
The cops come and tell you you can't sit down, you can't walk on the boardwalk. Even walking here, you should be able to walk here. Either you're walking on the sand or you're walking on cement, right?
Debbie Zappelli didn't mind walking while her daughter enjoyed the surf.
I think it's important to make sure that everybody's safe, and so I'm happy to follow the rules.
San Diego police say they'll release the number of citations given out over the weekend on Tuesday. In Pacific Beach, Rachel Bianco, 10 News.
County supervisors do plan to meet with coastal mayors this week to talk about the beach restrictions. Meanwhile, temperatures, they are on the rise this Memorial Day. We're tracking the heat wave this week. It's coming our way. Here's our Angelica Campos with an update live from home. Hello, Angelica.
Hi, Steve. Yes, we expected the heat to go up this week, and it is here. Over the last 24 hours, we've seen those temperatures trend upward. In fact, close to 10 degrees warmer in Poway from yesterday in Escondido. Also in Vista, a degree higher, 9 degrees warmer in El Cajon, and 5 degrees warmer in Jamul. So let's take a look at the current temperatures. We are mostly in the 80s. That's 83 Escondido, 83 Ramona, 85 in El Cajon, and the temperatures are back in the triple digits for our deserts. Near the coastline, we expected temperatures to not be as hot, and clearly that's the case this afternoon with 69 degrees in Carlsbad and 65 in La Jolla. For anyone who is hoping to see those numbers as warm in the coastal areas, it's going to be a week of warming temperatures. An excessive heat warning will go into effect at noon tomorrow, and it will remain in effect until 7 p.m. Friday for the deserts, where we expect the hottest temperatures. They could even range close to 110 at one point this week. I'll break it all down in your 7-day forecast coming up.
Look forward to that, Angelica. Thank you. Brazilian airports, they are nearly empty 1 day after President Trump banned travel from Brazil into the United States. No one can enter the U.S. if they have been in Brazil within the last 2 weeks. Brazil right now has the second highest number of coronavirus cases, only right behind the U.S. The new rule does not apply to trade between the two countries. The Republican National Committee is leading the legal charge against Governor Gavin Newsom. 3 groups are now suing to stop the vote-by-mail effort for the November election. The groups claim it is unconstitutional and invites fraud. The governor counters by saying vote by mail won't force people to put their health at risk by voting in person.
Checking on our news feed, a goal the White House set to test all nursing home staff and residents will not be met in some places. The Associated Press found only a handful of states have been able to do the extensive testing. Many other places say the manpower and costs are too much to coordinate. Others are sticking to CDC guidelines and testing only when residents show symptoms or there is a positive case. The 60-day Affordable Care Act health insurance enrollment period for people who were laid off at the start of the pandemic is closing in fast. It ends next week in many states. Taxpayer-subsidized health insurance is available at low cost, maybe even free. You can apply at healthcare.gov or your state's health insurance website. And President Trump says he's finished taking a medication being researched as a possible treatment for the virus. Early research on hydroxychloroquine has shown it could have dangerous side effects like leading to heart attacks. The president said last week he was taking the drug daily to try and prevent getting COVID-19. Also today, the World Health Organization said it was halting its trials with hydroxychloroquine. Some states are starting to reopen, and that means restaurants are getting back to business. But the road back won't be easy, why the cost of groceries could play a big role in recovery.
And Memorial Day services look very different today ahead. How some local venues are honoring our fallen heroes virtually. Memorial Day ceremonies were held all across the county this morning, but without crowds. Instead, several ceremonies joined forces to honor our fallen heroes virtually. Our 10 News reporter Jared Aaron shows us how they brought the tributes to everyone online.
A parade of motorcycles rolled through Fort Rosecrans National Cemetery Monday morning, the unofficial start to an unusual Memorial Day ceremony.
Color guard, post the colors.
Events at Fort Rosecrans, Mount Soledad, Miramar Cemetery, and the USS Midway joined forces for a virtual live ceremony to honor the men and women who died for our country.
It's important to acknowledge that although this year we're doing it in ways that are not normal, and many things have changed, the way we feel about our veterans haven't changed.
We will not let the sacrifice represented on these green fields, on the gravestones of our heroes, be forgotten or devalued.
For the people at Fort Rosecrans who walked among the headstones to visit their relatives and friends, it felt different, but still familiar.
That's something that we should all be taught from this and from the men and women who gave their lives, is that you don't give up, and even if it's hard or it's rough, you just keep moving forward and keep doing everything you can to live and carry on as Americans.
And while the pandemic put our lives on hold, the ceremonies streamed.
Know that the fallen are not truly lost. Every year on this special day, they live again.
And the memories kept rolling. Social distancing may have kept people from attending ceremonies like this in person, but as one person who was here told me, honoring our fallen heroes is more in the heart than anything else, and that can be done anywhere. At Fort Rosecrans National Cemetery, Jared Aarons, 10 News.
Absolutely. Restaurants looking to rebound tell 10 News they are facing financial hardships like never before. Now experts say that increasing costs at the grocery store may show up on your menu the next time you go out. Right now, food sitting in warehouses can be months old because of supply chain disruptions during the pandemic. Experts say the cost of doing business is becoming more unstable. Meat prices have risen and will probably continue to rise. Milk prices are down because of reduced demands. Experts say that food pricing challenges, coupled with new health guidelines, they are posing an entirely new challenge for restaurants working to rebound. Yet there is a silver lining in this pandemic. Drug cartels are having a harder time laundering money. With businesses shut down right now, it's making it easier for agents to identify abnormalities. Federal agents in some areas were able to seize double the amount of drug cash they did a year ago during this very same time. Cartels often use businesses as banks to help funnel their money. All right, let's check in once again with Angelica telling us about the weather. It's about to heat up here in San Diego.
Hi, Steve. That's right. We're expecting the numbers to jump another 10 degrees or so potentially by tomorrow. And the heat is going to be sticking around for most of the week, but it'll be more pronounced away from the coast and especially over our deserts. So as we celebrate on this Memorial Day, what a great day with bright sunshine and, of course, remembering with so many great ceremonies. What a great story also by Jared. As we look now at the conditions, we're going to continue to see clouds and fog, most likely at night and into the morning. but the entire week is going to provide sunshine. Temperatures will be trending above the average. And like we showed you, temperatures jumping already 10 degrees from 24 hours ago and adding another 10 degrees or so for tomorrow. It'll range from 5 to 10 degrees depending where you live, but the warmest places will be away from the coast. Just like we're seeing this afternoon, already mid-80s in Poway, 83 in Escondido, 83 in Alpine, and triple-digit heat expected to continue for the desert. So today just getting started, but before the end of the week, those numbers could be closer to 110, and the hottest day will be on Thursday. As we look at this excessive heat warning in effect from noon tomorrow until 7 p.m. Friday evening. And if you're hoping to head out to the beach this week, water temperature will be on the rise as well. As the temperatures go up, the water temperature does as well, but it just takes longer. Usually water is a lot tougher to heat, so that is why it takes a lot longer. And this is overlooking La Jolla from Mount Soledad. A different view today. You can almost see that some of the equipment up there. 73 degrees right now in downtown San Diego. The wind's coming out of the west-northwest at 12 miles per hour. And sunset tonight, almost at 8 o'clock at 7:48. As we look in the conditions here, it's definitely pretty settled right now, with conditions just dry and sunny as a ridge of high pressure builds across the area and just kind of takes over, providing warmer weather. And we've seen this trend over and over again with storms setting up to the north, but everything staying up there. Not much rain in the future, just drier conditions for us. And the trend is going to stay mild with temperatures closer to the 90s. It is very possible that we could see some 90s by Wednesday this week, although this one model trend just kind of keeping it at around 89 degrees on Tuesday and Wednesday, but it really paints a picture of what to expect. The hourly forecast tonight will stay in the low 60s. By tomorrow morning, a few patchy clouds. They're not going to be here for most of the evening, so it'll take some time before we see those clouds building near the coastline. Inland communities will average around 59 degrees by tomorrow morning. And at the coast, still expect to see patchy fog, temperatures closer to 80 degrees, but the warmest temperatures will be inland, mountains, and deserts. Look at that, 90s expected for the next couple of days, so it'll range upper 80s, 90s. We'll see the hottest numbers expected on Tuesday and Wednesday, and we'll make sure to keep track of the possibility of records as well. If we do break records, we'll bring that to you first.
Turning to the news feed, Greece is the latest European country to reopen. Ferries are now back in operation, restaurants and bars are open. The country is hoping this could help salvage part of their tourist season. Meanwhile, New Zealand could further ease restrictions next month. The Prime Minister saying by June 22nd, rules on domestic travel or gatherings could be eliminated. Schools and workplaces would also be able to reopen. And Wuhan has conducted nearly 7 million coronavirus tests since it announced plans to test all residents. The city has been able to reach that tally in 10 days. No